My name is Jailyn McKellar, and I'm a senior at Greene County High School. And today, my speech is A Little Tiger Surviving a Big Jungle. You see this picture? Can you all tell me what this is a picture of? It's a small tiger sitting in the middle of a big, wild jungle. The trees are tall, the sounds are loud, and everything just feels bigger and stronger. That tiger feels small, scared, and out of place. But for a long time, that little tiger was me. Growing up, I wanted what most kids typically wanted, such as friendships, love, and attention. I wanted to feel seen, valued, and like I belonged somewhere. But childhood didn't feel simple for me. I grew up in a small country town where being different wasn't accepted, but it was something they noticed in a bad way. There was an unspoken rule in my community of fit in or stand alone. And more often than that, I felt myself standing alone. But when the world felt that way, I knew there was one place where I felt like I belonged. I was raised mainly with my mother, and I've always been a mama's boy. And I don't say it with embarrassment, but I say it with pride, because that woman taught me strength, compassion, and resilience. So more naturally, I felt more comfortable around females than males. That had became my safe space. It was where I could talk, laugh, and just be myself. But to others, that made me different. I felt this way because in my community, masculinity had a narrow definition. There was a specific way to act, a specific way to talk, and a specific way to dress. And if you didn't fit that, the people would let you know. I was criticized, insulted, and bullied, verbally, emotionally, and sometimes physically. But what hurt the most wasn't just the words, it was the feeling of being misunderstood. So from kindergarten throughout middle school, I searched for a place of where I belonged. I wanted to be accepted so bad that I started changing myself. I changed how I dressed, I changed how I talked, and I just changed my overall demeanor. I changed whatever I thought would make life easier for me. But the truth is, I learned that when you try to change yourself for everyone else, you slowly disappear. No matter how much I adjusted, no matter how much I changed, the message I kept receiving was that who I was just wasn't acceptable. Even being at school felt unsafe. I walked through the hallways on guard. I carried sadness and anxiety that I didn't know how to express at the time, but I would stay quiet because I believed silence was my protection. If I didn't show no emotions or vulnerability, then just maybe I had to be left alone. But that silence can start to feel heavy. And just pretending to be someone you're not is extremely exhausting. But then high school came. But something started to change. My community wasn't suddenly nice and kind, but I started to understand myself differently. The things people criticized me for, such as my sensitivity, my emotional openness, and my ability to communicate with others, weren't my weaknesses, they were my strengths. Sensitivity meant I could empathize. Emotional openness meant I could communicate. And connection meant I could build real relationships. Those qualities didn't make me less of a man, it made me more of a human. And that realization changed everything. Little by little, I stopped trying to erase myself. I stopped shrinking to fit into spaces that never made room for me. And I just stopped apologizing for even existing. I want to pause right here and say something to all the young people in the world. If you're shrinking yourself to survive, if you're editing your personality to be accepted, or if you're hiding parts of yourself because you're afraid of how people will react, you are not alone. And you deserve more than just survival and acceptance. Remember that little tiger? Well, he didn't stay little. The jungle didn't get smaller, but that tiger grew. He learned how to stand. He learned how to roar. He learned that survival builds strength you cannot see at first. And here's what I want you all to understand. The things that make you different may be the exact things that make you powerful. Maybe you're quiet in a loud world that tells you to be quiet. Maybe you care deeply in a world that pretends not to care at all. Or just maybe you don't fit the expectations people put on you. That doesn't mean you're wrong. It means you're original. Adversity, it can either make you or break you. But you get to decide which one it does. For me, the bullying could have turned into bitterness. The rejection could have turned into self-hate, or the loneliness could have convinced me I was unworthy. But instead, those experiences built resilience. And football had become an outlet for me. It taught me adaptability. It taught me how to find strength inside myself when no one else was offering it. So if I could go back and talk to that little tiger, my younger self, I would let him know, you're not too much. You're not too soft. You're not too different. You are exactly who you're meant to be. So today, I want to challenge you all. Stop measuring yourself by someone else's expectation. Stop believing that fitting in is more important than standing firm in who you are. Yeah, the jungle may feel overwhelming right now. The hallways may feel loud, or the whispers may feel extremely disturbing. But you are not just surviving your jungle. The whispers that you hear is shaping the strength that you will carry tomorrow. And one day, you will look back at this time of your life and realize it didn't break you. It built you. You will be able to walk into rooms, not as that little tiger trying to hide, but as someone who knows their strength, owns their story, and refuses to shrink for others. I want to leave you all with two things. The courageous Jennifer Lewis once said, you take care of yourself before you try to give the world something. And as one of my dearest friends reminds me every day, be unapologetically you. So today, let's stand tall. Let's be authentic. Let's be bold enough to be ourselves. Because the world, it doesn't need another copy. It needs you. Thank you all.